Alright, so I have this Hamilton Beach. I don't know if it's a food processor, I guess. It cuts up vegetable, whatever it is. Somebody brought it in for some repairs. And what I'm noticing, I got it plugged in. I'm turning, getting everything out just to be safe, right? In terms of the blade and everything else, because this is what turns. And when you press the pulse button and turn it on, nothing happens, right? So nothing happens. So, pulse. But part of the troubleshooting technique that I go through is that you want to start from maybe thinking the motor is still good. And if the motor is still good, then it could just be a sensor somewhere, and these don't bring much sensor apart from this little clip that I'm noticing that is a safety feature, so that whenever you place this on and you swap this in, this is what you will do. And these things are pretty expensive, right? And there nothing happens, right? So on the corner here, I don't know if you can see that, and I'll see if I could zoom into it afterwards. There's a little, what you'll call this, but this is supposed to push in a sensor that is found inside the motorized area itself. So let me take this off. This for obvious safety reasons, right? To remove everything. So this is supposed to spin, and so right now it's on, and the sensor is here. So if I press this down, the motor is supposed to start. So that means the motor is good, and that's good news, right? That's a big plus. So we don't have to take down anything. We don't have to worry about fuse being burnt or any other component being burnt out. It just means that this sensor is not being pushed in. Now these are some of the issues that we find, and so somebody will throw something like this away simply because it didn't come on, and these are pretty expensive. So might be saving my mom here a fortune, right? So it means that I have to find a way to put something here that will be able to press that in. Good. So I could use good old epoxy. So we know on our part that is good. So I might probably put a spacer again or something that can push on that switch a little bit outside here, if you can see that, right? And I might probably glue it somewhere at the back with epoxy and leave it for the overnight, see if it holds. So let's do that. Let's get this cleaned up. On my old epoxy stuff card that I would use, I'm probably going to use just an ears from here that I could always cut with the scissors down to how I want it. That should work. So this is just improvising and hoping that it works. If this doesn't work, then I have to put a bit of a more solid piece of plastic and maybe melt it over the whole thing. So I'm thinking that if I place this here like that, that should be more than sufficient. And if it's strong enough, it's going to work for us. So I'm going to do an epoxy mix. And this should, well, I can't go to the store right now, but this should work in holding that plastic onto the other one according to the package, right? So I normally would mix it up right here on the same card. A small mix. So I can show you guys that. The ratio is like 1 to 1. Don't need much, so and you do want to be, I think I put too much of that one. You do want to be careful when working with these, so you don't get your hands in it. Not for kids, right? Don't swallow, don't do anything, don't ingest. So mix it up well. And this takes a couple hours to set, so I'm going to give it 24 hours actually. So I'm putting it on the bottom part here. Again, you want to make sure that the area was cleaned first, right? Good. Still in use all. And I'm going to set this piece down. Pick up some on my hands. Yeah. You don't want to get it on your hands. Then you go and eat afterwards. Make sure you wash your hands when you're finished. Squeeze that down, make sure it gets inside. And I'll just add a little bit more on the side just to make sure that it will hold. Because I don't want it moving. I don't mind if it looks a little bit off, as long as it holds. Good. So that should be it. We'll see how that looks tomorrow. Let me zoom in, give you guys a better look. So I applied some epoxy there. So final product, it dried off in a couple hours. Feels sturdy enough. So let's check it out. Wow, everything jamming. So as simple as that, you know, the whole process of troubleshooting is pretty easy. You gotta take your time and make sure that you start from the top, start from the bottom to the top, right? Troubleshooting what you think would be the problem. Doesn't necessarily mean that the device is totally dead. So that's it. Leave a comment below if you like this fix, and of course subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and like always guys, go geek yourself.